Good morning, all. Today we'll be seeing about CRYOSTAT, which is a laboratory instrument which is used for rapidly freezing, cutting, and we'll be seeing about it completely now. Moving on to the introduction part, as I said before, it will be highly used for the histological examination by freezing the tissue so that it can be cut into thin without any water crystals that does not misinterpret our results, and it can be used for quick diagnosis. It gives out the diagnosis majorly within 10 to 20 minutes. Moving on to the advantages, this can be mainly for the quick diagnosis to study the margins of the cancer in comparison to the enzyme histochemistry and the immunohistochemistry. It can be very easy. In the detection of the lipid, it can be washed out in case of continuous usage of alcohol in other procedures. Here, it is not possible because of the temperature, the margin is followed. Moving on to the disadvantages, the morphology is distorted and the cellular details are not well seen. The staining is not very good because it might get absorbed or it get distorted, and special stains cannot be used over here because of the presence of alcohol, which might disrupt the structures in it. Moving on to the handling of specimen, this happens within 10 to 20 minutes. So the tissue must reach the histopath lab within as soon as possible, and it must be dried and it should be kept in saline. So the size of the tissue should be small. So it is good with smooth section can be made, and it should be, or it must be of 3 millimeter to 4 millimeter. It should be directly taken into the cryostat with the fixer of 10% formalin or formal alcohol. Moving on to the embedding media, this embedding media plays a major role, which can uh, the material which is used is sucrose, which is 20% of sucrose. The optimum cooling temperature, with the help of it, you can fix it and you can embed it. The other embedding media is also available, but this sucrose 20% is giving us major good results. And after all this, the tissue must be turning into glossy weight so that the ice crystal formation will be prevented, or the artifacts will also be lesser in nature. These freezing substances are used depending upon the availability and feasibility. Sometimes carbon dioxide, sometimes liquid nitrogen, anything can be used. Regarding the carbon dioxide, it is used in freezing microtome, which is easy of use. The liquid nitrogen is highly used nowadays in even in the culinary aspects. In this, the liquid nitrogen can be used for freezing the tissue, and it is an expertise while using the liquid nitrogen to get a uniform freezing. And the major discovery now is the aerosol spray. Moving more than the liquid nitrogen and carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, this aerosol sprays can also keep the cell clean, and it does not distort any of the structures in it. Moving on to the cryostat, as I said before, it uses the freezing technology. It is also called as the deli slicer. Deli slicer is nothing but a delicate slicer which gives us an ultra fine thin segments, and in this cryostat, the freezer is kept outward, right, and the rotating arm is kept outside the machine, and inside the machine it is of minus 20 to minus 30 degrees Celsius, and it is powered by the electricity, and it can also use the refrigerant as liquid nitrogen. In the portable cryostat, which is also available now, and with unnecessary warming movements during the unnecessary it also minimizes the unnecessary warming and all necessary mechanical movements of the microtome that can be achieved via hand and via wheel mounted, which is mounted outside the microtome. So the newer microtomes have electric push button, which can also be a value added one. It gives us the section with 1 micrometer to 7 micrometer thickness, and as I said before, you will be maintaining the temperature with minus 20 degrees Celsius too for freezing, which is made up of an egg white, or the frozen cutting temperature should be of minus 20 degrees Celsius, so that the specimen on the chuck is mounted to the microtome. The crank is rotated and the specimen advances towards the cutting blade. This will be the mostly the methodology used for cutting the sections. Once the specimen is cut to a satisfactory quality and it is kept in the room temperature, mostly which is warm, and there is a clear glass slide and it adheres to it using the embedding media. The entire process from mounting to the slide takes 10 to 20 minutes. So it allows us for the rapid diagnosis in our operating room, for the surgical excision also, and for knowing the margins of the cancer. This cryostat section quality is poorer as compared to fixed tissue sections. But we must be taking care. In case of quick diagnosis, we will be needing this cryostat as much as possible. We'll be seeing about cryomicrotome later.